Morning, you too. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody? OG Truth Talk. Up early morning again. You know, up early in the morning. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody doing all right on this Tuesday morning. Yep, yep. Another day. We made it to see another day, man. Which is a good thing. It's a good thing we get to see another day, man. Because every day is not promised. So, well, it's real good to see another day. So I hope everybody doing good. Yeah, I got a good content for you guys today, man. It's educational. It's just something to make you think. Something to really make you think. So I think it's real good content. So start in a few minutes. Let people come in a little bit, then I get started. Like I said, hope everybody doing good, man. Yeah, hit them like button for me, y'all. If y'all haven't sub, please sub. Cause like I said yesterday, I got big things planned for this page. So what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Got a lot of plans for this page. So hope you guys stick around, man. And I'm good, bro. Hope y'all stick around and experience what I got for you guys, man. It's coming soon, man. It's coming soon. But this just a building stage. So as they say, you gotta crawl before you can walk. So just building it up, man, and trying to connect the dots, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's about it, man. But today I'm basically talking about you have to be careful on what you say because when you speak, you you speaking from your heart, and depending on your intentions or your character or whatever, the more you speak, the more true of you comes out. And so per se, if you are a good person at heart, good things gonna come out your mouth. When you bad, when you evil at heart, evil things come out your mouth. Well, here, it rained last night. I don't know what it's doing right now because I haven't been outside, but it was like thunderstorming last night. It rained like in the afternoon, and last night we had thunderstorms. But yeah, so we have to be careful because that's why I have an old saying: you get a fool to talk enough, he'll tell on himself. You know, so you have to be careful. You know, and see, and not only that, we have to be careful on who we follow and who we listen to. Because you have some people that spit a good game. They'll spit a good game at you. But actually their heart is evil. See, the devil is very cunning. What's up, Yancy? Good morning. See, the devil is very cunning. The devil can fool you. Now you guys know how crackheads can tell you a story that almost break you down, make you cry. Just so they get that money for that hit. Oh, they can make up stories. Why am I turning on my video? What you mean? Why ain't showing my face, you mean? Why I ain't cammed up? That's what you talking about? Because my video is on. What you mean? Why I ain't cam up? That's what you mean? Well, it's not like I don't like to cam up, but I'm just not camming up. I'm not camming up. That's all. There's none reason why I'm not. You know, you want to see how I'm look on my community page. But I will be camming up once, as my thing go on. Don't worry about that. I'm not gonna stay off camera like this, once everything starts going. It's just for right now, you know. But I cam up on some of my lives. I cammed up on some of my lives. So it's not like I don't cam up. All right. Be safe. Yeah, so that's how it is. But yeah, we have to watch what's coming out of our mouth, man. But I wanna read something to you guys, man. And we're gonna go off until what I'm talking about. Okay, about how you have to be careful on what comes out your mouth. Because what comes out your mouth determines your character. Okay. Now I'm reading from Matthew chapter 12, verse 33 to 37. It said, either make the tree good and its fruit will be good, or make the tree bad and its fruit will be bad. For a tree is known by its fruit. Brood of vipers, how can you speak good things when you are evil? For the mouth speaks from the overflow of the heart. A good person produces good things from his storeroom of good, and the evil person produces evil things from his storeroom of evil. I tell you that on the day of judgment, people will have to account for every careless word they speak. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. So you have to be careful what you say and what type of energy you speaks out. You have to be careful what kind of energy you put out, man, through your words. You are judged by what comes out your mouth. See, if you always talk about evil things, hey, good morning, JJ. That's the type of person you're gonna be, but that's all that's flowing out your mouth. If you all you speak, if you're a negative person, that's all gonna come out your mouth is negativity. No, if you're a positive person, that's what's gonna come out your mouth because that's in your heart. Good and positivity is in your heart. So that's what's gonna come out your mouth. That's how you can tell of a person by what comes out their mouth. Yeah, the power of the tongue. The power of the tongue. And see, a lot of people don't understand that. People say, how can you judge a person and you don't know them? All you gotta do is listen to them speak, listen to them talk. That's how you can tell. Just like JJ said, the power of the tongue, man. Just like I say, you don't have to know nobody, know a person to see how they are. See, I ain't have to know anybody on YouTube to see how they are. Their conversations, their lack of conversation, tell me all I need to know. Now, I don't judge that person, but it just shows me what the type of person that they are without even ever meeting them before the day of my life. It's the power of that tongue. See, a lot of people think that you judge people by their actions or, you see them around or you get to know them and you know them, you so-called know them, then you can, really see how they are or whatever. Nah, 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 nah. You could have never met that person before, but just by holding a conversation or just listen to their conversation, you can tell. So when you talk, it comes from your heart. If good things come off your tongue, then you have a good heart. Consistently. I don't mean you speak one good thing one time, then your actions be evil or whatever. No. Because more times out of none, the more you think and speak positive, that's the way you're gonna move. Because that's gonna be in your heart and that's gonna be in your brain. That's if you consistently speak good. You will move good. So that's how you can tell how a person is, really is, by their conversation. You don't have to wait for them to do anything to you, and nothing like that. Because if you just listen to their conversation, right then and there, you can tell how that person is. If you listen to their conversation, that might help you avoid for you getting in the situation where you know you get mad at that person because you thought something different of that person. Yeah, that power of that tongue, man, that shit real, man. That shit is real. See, and you also could learn a person even when they text or type. You can learn of a person. That's a form of communication. If this person always typing negativity, that person have negativity in their heart. You know, I see people over here on my page who go against people I probably kick it with on YouTube or whatever. I still treat them with kindness. I don't disrespect them. I don't yell at them. I don't say, get the fuck out of here. But that's instilled in me. Not saying I won't cuss you out if you make me mad, but I'm not going to get mad over something on the internet. But in real life, yeah, I will cuss you out. But that's just me. But all in all, my intentions is good when I speak to somebody else. You know, I don't downgrade people. I don't think I'm better than. I don't think I'm smarter than. Because all one time in our life we all was naive. Some of us still naive. But that don't mean we don't have time to learn. You know? And that's just how I feel, man. So we all part of the same game, man. We all was naive at one point in our life. But we can't be dumb all our life. So we just have to be careful of what we say. We have to be careful on what we say. Because your words tell a lot about you, and you don't even know that. That's for real. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning. That's for real, man. Yeah, I'm from the old school where you treat people like you want to be treated. I ain't into meeting somebody and just not respecting them. Don't show no signs of respect toward that person. First of all, I don't know you, so I'm gonna respect you first until you disrespect me. So I'm not gonna go right out and disrespect you. So I expect the same from you towards me. Where I'm from Chi-Town, born and raised. It's as simple as that. The respect I give to you, I want you to give back to me. That ain't hard. That ain't hard. That ain't hard to give another man respect. You ain't bound down to that man because you give him respect. You just giving that man respect. And you expect the same. Now, if you give a man respect and he don't respect you, either you walk away or you disrespect him back. You walk away, don't fuck with him no more. Once he disrespects you, or you disrespect him back. You got two choices. You disrespect him back, that might turn into something else in real life. On the internet, that ain't nothing. But in real life, that might turn to something else, something violent or something. If you got two men face to face disrespecting each other. Well, on the internet, a man disrespects you, you could go somewhere else. Hey, good morning, Dimple. Thanks for coming. As simple as that, man. We have to be careful what comes out of our mouth, man. Like Miss JJ, like JJ said earlier, the tongue is a dangerous tool, man. That tongue is a that tongue boy, that part with that tongue boy. Man, man. And plus if people knew how powerful that tongue is, ooh, I believe half people will watch what they say. That's why the law says you have the right to remain silent. Shit. You keep on talking, boy, that tongue gonna tell that officer a lot of shit. Because the truth's gonna be inside of you. But you're gonna be thinking of a lie. But the more you talk, that truth gonna come out. That power with that tongue. Well, hey, Double D, it, they'll care once it get them in trouble. And it don't have to be trouble by the law per se. That tongue shit, it can help you. It can help you lose promotions. A lot of things. Probably keep you from getting a promotion. Probably keep you from get advanced in your job because you don't know how to conversate. You don't know how to have no conversation. Because when I was working when I was young, I had I had good I can my interview skills was excellent. My interview skills was excellent. All I needed was get an interview. I'm guaranteed to get in once I get an interview. When I went in the interview, I wasn't, too much exaggerating, on my situation, but I just knew how to have a conversation. I knew how to talk. When people asked me questions, I knew to answer that specific question. Don't go into details. I knew how to interview. Answer what was asked. I never went off the subject of the question that the interviewer was asking me. Yeah, yeah. Conversation that see, I don't know if you was here, Dimple D. Conversation, your what comes off your tongue can tell people a lot about you without them even meeting you. Just by the way you have a conversation, just by the of your conversation and the type of your conversations. People can tell a lot about you. Dimple D, that like you, for example, I see you and other people uh, chat, but I don't judge you, because we all like entertainment. But I can tell you over here with me, you have common sense too. You smart. You know what I'm saying? You able to, you know, be around buffoonery, but also talk real shit, real life shit, and that's cool. That's like I am. I can act a fool sometimes, but when it's time to get serious, I can get serious. I can have that type of conversation, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what make us unique. That's what make us unique. You know. Yeah. So my thing Double D. Like I say, it's room in this YouTube for everybody. All this, sometimes, I think this shit some WWE shit. People just, doing it for entertainment. Because some of this stuff I just can't believe, people are really like that on YouTube. Because there's so much money on YouTube to be made. I just hope the shit is all staged, really, to be honest. Because it's enough money on YouTube for people to make. If it's a competition thing, shit made the best man win. Yeah, well, both sides, this is my opinion, Dimple D, is both sides are doing the same thing. But they talk about each other doing it. You might have one side doing more grievous than the other. But both sides is kind of doing it. See, because me personally, even when TJ was saying stuff about me, I didn't get mad because people was laughing. Shit, I was laughing too. I was laughing at some of the shit he said too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't take this shit personal. I came to YouTube for one thing and one thing only. Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about, Dipple D. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. See, I'm not into that going after women like that either. I'm not like that. That's not my style. That's not my style. I had to let Moonlight. I had to let Soulfly. Well, I haven't talked to any other female content creator, but just them two. Because basically I hear them being talked about more than anybody. But just them two, I had to let them know I'm not whatever you got with them, that's them. You treat me as an individual because I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm just not going to come out and disrespect you because somebody else don't like you. That's not my style, especially you a woman. Because every woman I dealt with, I said, you would never have to worry about me putting my hands on you. I said, the only way I put my hands on you if you are threatening to bodily harm me. When you do that, I'm going to treat you like a nigga. I'm going to whoop your ass. But if you don't do that, you will never have to worry about me putting my hands on you. So I don't believe in that violence toward women. I don't like men who beat women. I despise that shit. Because I know me, if I hit a woman, I'd probably damn near kill her. Unalive, put it that way. Excuse me, YouTube. But I would. If my big ass hit a woman. Well, you got people like that, Dimple D. You just, go somewhere where you appreciate it, not tolerate it. You feel me? That's all. That's how you settle that. That's easy. Go where you appreciate it, not tolerate it. Don't go nowhere where somebody you feel disrespected you. Nah. Then you lowering yourself. Go somewhere where you appreciate it, not tolerate it. Because whoever was rude to you probably just tolerate you because you part of a number system, the subscribers. But the other person appreciating you because you subscribe and you support. Well, that's the easy answer. You know, I don't know who you speaking of, but I'm just saying in general, in real life. Go where you appreciate it, not just tolerate it. That's just like picking your friends. I probably do, Dimple, but I'm just saying, hey, you'll never have to worry about that for me. That's not my character. You feel me? So, hey, that's all I got to say. You know, because me, I don't, people have different tastes. People have different tastes. Like I said yesterday, some, people go watch a movie. Some people like the villain. Some people like the good guy. Some people like both. So sometimes they gonna go check out what the villain doing, then they check out the good. So you know it's entertainment. So that's what I don't knock. Whatever whatever you like. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. So that's just how I look at it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, JJ. I wouldn't if I if you disrespect me, you don't want me there. See you okay, cool. Shit. Go somewhere else. Shit. Fuck it. You ain't bothering me. Just like when TJ banned me from his chat, what's the name? Okay, cool. I go somewhere else. It ain't bothering me. It's shit crazy, man. That's why, I say I'm, like I say, I came to YouTube to do my thing, but I really wanted to learn the ropes and learn different shit. And I'm glad I did it the way I did. That I didn't just jump in and try to start a page. So I'm glad that I went the route I did. So I'm not mad at that. Because I did learn a lot by me going that way, doing it that way. Yeah. I kind of agree with that, JJ. Because if you just sit there but I don't think she said, I think Double D said she cussed him out. I don't know if she removed herself from there. But JJ, that is a point. If you still stay in the situation where you're being disrespected and not appreciated, then you just as guilty as the ones who disrespect you because you're allowing that person to disrespect you. So I believe Dimple D said she left that situation. She left from supporting that person. So, that's the understanding I'm getting. So if that's what Dimple D did, I think she did the right thing. She removed, but she probably just upset that the shit happened. I understand. I understand. I understand, Double D. I understand. Uh, 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 uh. All of them do the same thing, though, Double D. Like I say, when I go to take over, it ain't that I rock with everything they do. They just a roasting channel, and they do a lot, but that's why I made my own channel. Cause I don't want people to tie me in to what that's their thing. So you gotta remember I'm 10 plus years older than these guys. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's kind of different. I look, that's like I say, that's why I got my own page. So I can put out what I want to put out. See, and people see that I'm not really about that. I'm over there for entertainment. That's it. I'm over there for entertainment. Yeah, I see you, JJ and Double. See, y'all, I haven't been here that long, so I don't know the history. You know, I learned from you guys who've been here. I learned from you guys that been here, man. I listen to you guys, but this is a platform for you guys to come and y'all can talk. Iron y'all shit out. Y'all can have a conversation, man. This is a safe spot for real. You know, iron shit out, man. This is just the internet. It's entertainment. We shouldn't be mad at people that we don't know. We shouldn't have hatred for people that we don't know. That's stupid. That's my opinion. We all grown. We all grown, man. So why should we be throwing hatred at people we don't know? That's crazy. If you go to somebody's page and they don't respect you, don't give you no respect, shit, go to somebody else. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Y'all ladies just keep y'all head up, man. Don't let this shit fuck with y'all head, man. Don't let this shit fuck with y'all head, ladies. Please. It don't make no sense. Anybody on this internet to be fucking with y'all heads. This, like I say, no matter who it is, this person don't respect you, don't appreciate you, go somewhere else. Don't get upset about it. Like that boy BDK, he disrespected me. I never met this guy. Called me all kind of B words. He don't have no pay, so I can't go, whatever to him. So, fuck all that shit, man. You know, just go somewhere else, man. One thing y'all know for sure, y'all appreciate it here. You know, y'all appreciate it here. Yeah, both of y'all had it. See, that's the thing, Double D and JJ. Y'all both had the same experience, but just on two different sides. On two sides that's going against each other. See, that's what I'm saying. Both of them doing basically the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Both of them doing the same thing. That's why I wouldn't take this shit serious. That's why I wouldn't take. Yeah, I continue to watch to appreciate y'all and just fuck it. So fuck it. Don't let them. Y'all don't even have to cuss the person out. Y'all raising your own blood pressure. Y'all raising your blood pressure on people y'all really don't know. Just who show you watch. Come on, y'all. Come on, ladies. Be the queens you are. Be the queens you are. You know, be the queens you are. You know, be the queens you are. Y'all fighting each other over the same thing. Y'all arguing going back and forth, but y'all both experience the same thing. Y'all displaying y'all angers at each other, but y'all got the same anger. Both of y'all been treated the same. Both of y'all been disrespected. Now y'all going at each other in the chat. For what? Nah, it ain't worth it, ladies. It's not worth it. Dimple, just go somewhere else, Dimple. Don't stoop to that level, man. Just take your support elsewhere. Because you're not proving nothing. Please listen to an OG. You're not proving nothing. People gonna say what they say. You can't control that. You know who you are. Okay, well, just leave it at that, Dimple. Leave it at that. Because these fools ain't worth it. Listen to me. These fools ain't worth it. Trust me. Because you and JJ been through the same. Think about it, Dimple. You and JJ been through the same thing. I understand. See, so you know how he is. Let's move on. You don't sit around and and fuck with a disrespectful dude. Because you're not doing nothing. Oh, you a dude? Oh, my bad, JJ. No, it's a woman who's JJ too. My bad, dog. I ain't mean to do that, Jay. My bad, dog. That's on me, man. I take that. I take that. I ain't mean to imply that, man. I didn't mean to apply that. No, it's a JJ that's a woman too. I think it's JJ London or some shit. My bad. I just saw JJ. My bad, man. It's early in the morning, dog. Yeah, it's early in the morning, man. See, I be trying to get my mind off that bullshit so much, man. You know, my bad, dog. Damn. I been shit. I show all this time. Thought you was the woman, JJ. Damn. My bad, man. Accept my apology, bro. That was my bad, man. I didn't mean no offense to it. I was just trying to basically get a dimple, you know. Yeah. Okay, now I see where you coming from. See, JJ, I promise, man. I thought you was I thought you was the girl, JJ. But my bad. But I see what point you coming at, JJ. You almost telling her the same thing I'm telling her. Cause I saw when TJ kicked you out of his chat. Yeah, I agree with you, JJ. I agree with you. That's the same thing I was saying. Why you keep going to the channel where they disrespecting you at? Go somewhere where you appreciate it. Yeah. 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 I was telling her the same thing. But you know, going back to the channel and doing all that typing and and you still, you're not proving nothing. I know. I know y'all wasn't big, but you was giving her a point that, which is true. Like you got disrespected at one channel, you just left. See, like I say, I thought, I was thinking that you were a woman. I thought you was complaining. So, we're gonna leave that alone. But yeah, I know y'all weren't being disrespectful. That's why I said this is the kind of platform I want where people can come over here and conversate civilly, without disrespecting and all that. So yeah, I knew y'all weren't being disrespectful. Like I say, I was just thinking that you was the female JJ, and my mind was going somewhere else. That's all. Oh, okay. That's your prerogative. That's good. That's good. I'm not knocking you. You got a choice to do whatever you want to do, Deborah. I can't tell you what to do or what not to do. I'm not on that type of time stamp. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. Oh, what you are a female. Well, why you talk about that sound? Queen is yag. What? If you're a female, what you mean, queen? You never heard a black man calling his black woman queen? Cause JJ, if you say you're a woman, but but I deal in logic not emotion. I am a female. This is what you type, JJ. I am a female, but I deal in logic, not emotion. So you are the female, JJ. So how can me referring to black females as queen is jag? No, that's well, no. I'm not speaking to you as a gay man. See, black men always call black women their queen. Like I'm their king, they my queen. So it ain't started with gay men. You know, they got that from black men calling a black women queen. Let's get it right. That queen was not started in the gay community. Black men always call their women their queen. So don't believe that hype. That's a sense of honor. A black man calling this woman his queen and treating her like a queen. That's honor. Yeah, that's a wrong line of thinking, JJ. You must be young, JJ. If you think that, you must be young. There's no knock. I'm not knocking you. But I just felt I had to correct you. It's all right. You know, we don't know everything. Don't make you a bad person. Well, that probably was the problem. I'm not saying your parents were bad people. But if your parents were good people, I bet you your dad treated her with the utmost respect. I don't know how your upbringing was. I can't speak on it, but I'm just saying. Okay. It's all good. Yeah, but that phrase always been used. Yeah, a lot of people didn't use it. A lot of people didn't treat their woman as queens, or they didn't feel their woman was a queen. That was the problem. You know, if you listen to my last video, you know, we stopped passing traditions down generation. We stopped passing values down to our kids, grandkids. We stopped doing that. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. See, I don't know the type of, you know, everybody, that's why I tell I wish you was here the other day, JJ, because I did one of my live was on, kids growing up different. What's up, cuz? Different types of trauma. And there's all different levels of trauma. You can have trauma, your father not in the home or both your parents in the home, but they're not. Because both parents could be in the same home, but they're really not because their heart is not there. So JJ, that's probably where your parents was at. You know what I'm saying? They was both in the same home, but actually their heart wasn't there. That's where you find where a lot of couples have arguments. You know, a lot of men and some women that start arguments just give them an excuse to go out. You know, so they could be in the same home, but that don't mean both of their hearts are there. And like you say, so so you okay, you saying they just didn't speak like that, but as far as their relationship, did they conversate? Did they sit around and just talk? Because a lot of people, you know, and I agree, don't talk like that towards their wife or whatever. Call them their queen and all that stuff. A lot of people don't do that, but it's just the thing. The main thing is, does he give her the respect that she deserves? Don't mistreat her, and stuff like that. If he does that stuff, if he do that stuff there, then you can say that he's treating her like a queen, like that's his queen. He don't have to necessarily say, "Oh, hey, queen," or "You my queen," or no, you don't got to do that. But he can show his love and respect towards her in different ways without calling her a queen. As long as he treat, as long as he treat his wife with respect, do what his duty as a man, as a husband, he's doing the right thing. So he's treating his wife like a queen. You don't have to necessarily call her a queen. He's just doing the right thing. That's just a queen is a high honor. Right. It's about action, not words. It's all how you treat them. So you don't have to necessarily, because I can be with a woman and call her queen, but I can be treating her like shit. Or I don't respect her. I'm just doing to get the poo poo na na. Because it's just words. Queen is just a word. But it's how the man treat the woman. The actions. That's what tells everything. Because I could tell you I love you. My actions will tell you if I really love you. So just because I say, queen, you know, nah, it ain't, nah. That's why I say y'all youngest, man, y'all got shit fucked up. That's what black men should be calling their ladies queens. That ain't come from no gay community. They adopted that word. Well, shit, you the one said that it sound yeah. Ain't that what you said, JJ? You said me calling the woman queen sound yeah. I'm just explaining that's not true. And you said it started in the gay community. That's what you said, JJ. I'm just not rumbling. I'm just going by what you said. But it's all good. It's all good. See, JJ, I don't twist words. I speak truth over here. I don't twist words. I don't try to change shit to fit my narrative. None of that. I don't have to do that. No. I ain't call you a queen, JJ. I ain't call you my queen. I got a queen. I just said man should treat their women like queens. That's all I said. I never said you was my woman. Well, you said it's from the gay community. I was just saying they adapted that word for what we used to call the black women and what they were. You look through history, we had black kings and black queens. Just stay around, JJ. I'm gonna teach you everything I'm telling you now. But I'm just giving you a sneak preview right now while I'm through the building stages. I'm gonna clear a lot of shit up. They're gonna be true facts, true history. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree with you, JJ. They they even stole the civil rights movement. They get more rights than we do now. So hey, like I say, stay tuned. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff I'm speaking on now. Once I get everything set up, get scheduling and all that set up, like I say, it ain't gonna be this early in the morning. Might be in the afternoon or in the evening. But yeah, man, I'm picturing big things, man. So we need this in this sector. It's all right to go, the roasting, but we need some educational shit. We need a mixture. KB do it a little bit, but he mix it with the roasting too. But I don't make mine all educational. No roasting, none of that shit. Well, you might already know JJ, but other people don't. Maybe, you come through and you can engage if you want to. I'm gonna have it set up like that. If you know, just come and engage, That's all you do. Well, we could talk about it. We could talk about it. JJ, I don't trip. You might do. You might do. We could learn from each other. That's how I roll, bro. I mean, sis, you got me mixed up. Yeah, that's good. I dig that. See, JJ, that's how I learn. You know what? Just a lesson that was taught to me. If you're in a room with a bunch of people and you the smartest one in that room, that's the wrong room to be in. So shit, hey, if you feel you know more than me, shit, once it's rolling, shit, do what you do. Let's see. Like I say, baby and some businesses, we can teach each other. We can learn from each other. You know? That's how that works. Yeah, we learn every day. We learn every day. Every day. You can't let evil run you away, JJ. That's why the term "I fear no man" comes from. I know you meant to say Nate. I know the typo. That's why I say I fear no man. You know, God sent his prophets within the midst of sinners. He didn't run them away. He sent them in the midst of sinners just to try to get them to repent. So you don't run away from the heat. That's where you go where the heat is at. I don't fear, man. I just don't put in my spirit. If you want to remain ignorant and not grow as a person, I'll let you. Well, you can have that attitude, but that's not the right attitude to have. Because that'd be the right attitude to have. Just think if God had that attitude. Just think if Jesus Christ had that attitude. Well, if you don't want to listen to me, then forget you then. How many times have we sinned or went against God? Just think that one time when we went against God and God had that attitude. Yeah, okay. All right. So what that's saying? What that's saying? That's not saying nothing. You had a good job, that's good. You work with, powerful people, that's good. I applaud you. But that don't make you no better than nobody. And you probably say, I'm not saying I'm no better than nobody, but just by saying that, then because you work with powerful people or whatever, you like putting yourself on that statue. Oh, I know you're not God or Jesus. That's good. But I never could. If nobody compared to God and Jesus, neither nobody would be like God or Jesus. So I never will compare you to God and Jesus, JJ. I will never. I won't even compare myself to God and Jesus. And you doing what you're supposed. I'm not knocking what you do. Long, like you say, long as you take care of your family, you do what you do. Hey, what your job is, hey, don't matter. It don't matter. Everything to me, JJ, everything to me depends on your character. I judge you by your. I don't give a fuck what you do for a living. You can be the president of the United States, but it's your character. How is your character? How is your spirit? That's what I care about. The popularity contest is over. Hey, you might be JJ. Hey, JJ, I'm not knocking you at all. That's what we supposed to strive to do. What's up, Cortez? That's what we supposed to strive to do. We're supposed to try to strive to be the best that we can be. Well, see, JJ, people who confident in themselves, other people look at us crazy. They look at us like we think we know everything. See, I never had a job as high as yours, but I was successful in what I did. So I feel very confident in myself. I grew myself spiritually. I grew myself as a better person. So I'm comfortable within myself. And a lot of people find that a threat. You know, a lot of people think that you preaching. A lot of people think that you think you better than everybody else. No, that's not the case. I'm at peace with myself. And I tell people, I was a knucklehead. I wasn't always at peace with myself, but I grew to become peace within myself, to have peace within myself. It's different to just have peace, but you got to have peace within. Oh, you do. I don't know where you driving at, JJ. But you gotta have peace within yourself. You gotta have peace within before you can have outer peace. That's what it's all about, man. It ain't all about religion. You know, God is just is a guide. As I know you know, Jay. That's what I'm saying, Jay. A lot of people don't know, JJ. I know you know. But just for the people who might not know, JJ. JJ, you, I love it though. It's all good though. Like I say, JJ, as I get this rolling, you know, we'll chop it better. Oh shit, that's funny. But yeah, people who don't know, the Bible is just a guide. Then once you read or study that guide, it's up to you on what you do in life. That's all it is, man. It's simple. That's why they say life is a lesson. Life is a lesson. As you live, you learn. If you live and keep on continuing doing the same dumb shit, you haven't learned nothing. You failing. For some people, it's good to get in fucked up situations, because sometimes them bad situations or bad decisions turn into stronger people. I agree. I'm reading what JJ said. He said people should be more self-aware. You're better than a drug dealer. You're better than a murderer, the unaliver. You're better than a robber and their thieves. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That JJ, and that's why people ask me. Somebody asked me a question on one of my lives and said, "Which one is more grievous, uh, uh, pedophile or a drug dealer?" I told them a drug dealer, and they asked me why. I said, "Well, you got, you even though you got pedophiles, but you have a few. But a drug dealer, just think how many lives a drug dealer destroyed. A drug dealer destroyed generations of people, and still is to this day. So you tell me which one is worse." King Stoner, what's up, my brother? Came through again, huh? I'm glad you came through, bro. Glad you came through. What's happening? What's happening, King Stoner? Hey, King Stoner, what that mean? You king of the stoners? Oh shit. But yeah, that's how that is. Well, that's alleged. But I'm talking about real life, King Stoner. I don't know nothing about that. But I'm talking about real life. Talking about real life. Now, don't get me wrong. A PA, a pedophile can destroy a family. A person that's convicted, now not alleged, not charged, but convicted of being a pedophile is dangerous business because anybody can be charged. Anybody can put out charges. Just like a woman can say a man raped her, which it was consensual. Find out later it's consensual. So anybody can put out charges. It's about the conviction. And charges like that, I doubt very seriously a public defender can get you off that if that charge is true. Uh, I know, but sometimes people have to use common sense on shit. If you don't like somebody, cool, that's your prerogative. But you just don't lie on a person because you don't like them. I don't dig that. I don't do that. Just like this dude here, King Stoner. He just don't like the dude. Well, that's your prerogative. But don't go along with the lies that's about that man. It already been proven. So that's why I tell this dude every time he come to my chat, go on, just type, man. Just type your silly shit. Just type. You help me out on my hours, you know what I'm saying? So I don't trip. Right. Right. That's what I'm saying, Dimple. That's why that's why I say, when TJ did that thing on me, dude, you lying, man. It ain't, it could be funny to other people. I ain't gonna knock it if they find it funny, but it ain't gonna get me upset because I know you lying. Because for one, I never hit a crack rock or cocaine or nothing in my life. Never been a cokehead. I've been a weed head. I've been a pothead. But I never been no cokehead. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's funny to other people. He roast, so I don't take it personal. He did not plead guilty, man. King Stoner, stop lying, bro. Stop lying, King Stoner. If he pleaded guilty, man, he would have had to get registered, man. And he's not registered. King Stoner, stop going with the lies, bro. But you want to keep typing that, in there to plead your case. It's all right. It's okay. But I'm just to let you know that I ain't going for all that shit. What's up, Ronald? Hey, Ronald, this your boy King Stoner? This your boy King Stoner, Ronald? Yeah, I sound dumb. When he plead, oh, Biz did plead guilty. Okay. If he pled guilty, he should have got charged, right? So how did charge get thrown away, Ronald? Oh, he was on the registry for 18 years. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Yeah, he got charged, but did he get convicted? Did he get convicted? Anybody can get charged. Yeah, okay, Ronald. Okay. Let's just keep on typing. You know I don't forget nothing, right? You know I don't forget nothing. Keep on typing. What? Chicken butt. Pause. You know what? You know what? Yeah. Yeah. Cause Armando read the official court because people so stupid. You can the court papers are available to the public. You can look it up your damn self. Look up the state of Virginia. You can look it up your damn self. And you can read the court papers your damn self. It's public records. So, but they rather run on what people say instead of do the homework. See, that just shows how dumb they are, but they want to call somebody else stupid. Or Connecticut, well, they can go to Connecticut, the state of Connecticut. It's public records. It's public records. You can look it up yourself instead of going on what other people say. What I run what people say. It's easy to look up the how you know I ain't look it up. I ain't gotta display it. But how you know I ain't look it up? I just told you what all you had to do. All you gotta do is look it up yourself. I know you didn't look it up. I know you going by what somebody said. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yep. Okay. Yeah, the lady was older than him. That's why I say they so stupid. That's why I let them go. Let them type. Yeah, I know that because when I found out, because I think I was on the panel where Mondo was on there, and Armando was saying that he read the thing before. Then I'm like, damn, okay, so they still run this narrative. So this shit been known. So these that shows that these guys just listen to what other people say and they just run with it like Ronald Jones and his King Stoner. But I can say it's chickens falling out of the sky. Them dumb motherfuckers will run and tell people that they see that chickens was falling out the sky. Oh boy. Y'all a trip, boy. Y'all a trip. Y'all worried about another man's life too much, man. All you gotta do is put one and two together. Ain't no way if that man was convicted of the crime y'all say he did, ain't no way in hell he'll be able to have the type of life he has. Y'all just so dumb. Y'all just so dumb. Y'all run with anything. A man can say it as a joke, but y'all run with it like it's true. That's what's so fucked up about it. Y'all worried about a man too damn much, Ronald Jones. That's why you go to panel, ask people about different men or whatever. Man, what the hell wrong with y'all, man? Do something productive in life, man. Not Dipple D deceiving the people. Now, anybody who speak positive deceiving the people. Y'all some stupid people, man. Y'all stupid. Y'all just gonna be young and dumb for the rest of your life, huh? Y'all gonna be young and dumb for the rest of your life. King Stoner and Ronald Jones. Y'all gonna be dummies for the rest of y'all lives. Yeah, I might. Yeah, okay, I'm that. You know what you're supposed to put down there, Ronald. Don't be stupid. Yeah, I know. Yeah, y'all just keep on typing King Stone and Ronald Jones. Hey, Ronald, when you gonna open your page, man? When you gonna do a live, Ronald? You say you day one OG in this sector. This boy is so stupid. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, I don't know, cause this is what they do every day, man. This is what they do every day. I just they help me out. They help me stretch out my shit. I let them type, man. I just let them type. Yeah, really? What? Oh man, yeah, what? Oh damn, you kidding me? What? Oh no, nobody ain't speaking on you, King Stoner. You ain't that important, boy. I'm speaking on you. Yeah. Just keep on typing, boy. Just keep on typing. You, and Ronald Jones. You and Ronald Jones, y'all, cause cause what y'all see, what y'all doing, y'all ain't doing that. See, we all know this the internet, so all this shit don't wild us up, and so we laugh at people like y'all. What? I don't know why people do that shit, man. I don't know why people do that shit, dog. I ain't gonna never tell a grown man to do that. Now, when we was younger, we used to do that shit. Well, it wasn't the yag type. We know we ain't asking the man to actually do it. Well, we just talking shit. But as a grown man, I'll never do that shit. No, Ron, I don't have no door. You're right. You're right. No. What's up, Rocky? Na 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 No, no, no. What's up, Rock? Good morning to you. So guys like that, man, y'all. It don't even affect me. It don't even affect me. See, I take this as it is. It's the internet and it's entertainment. Simple as that. So Double D. They gonna do what they do no matter how much facts is put in their face. I don't care how much facts you put in their face. you know, they gonna do what they do. Cuz I had with everybody else too in the chat. I had checked out that Michael Jackson thing. Man, they left a they left a they left a few parts out. Like to me, his career jumped after he did the Wiz, but they didn't show anything. They didn't show none of that. So, but it was cool, man. He was something like Ronald Jones. People thought he was weird, but he was a genius in that music. To me, it kind of portrayed Joe Jackson kind of, very abusive. Portrayed him like he was more about himself than his kids. He was thinking, he was trying to basically make money off his kids instead of letting his kids, make their own path. But he tried to live off their labor. But as you watch the movie, you see why. Because later on, their mother left their father, so you kind of see, as you look at the movie, then you think about, like what happened back then or whatever. You can kind of see why she left Joe Jackson. You know, but he was real abusive. And there's a part where, 'cause they skipped a lot. It's part when he was with Barry Gordy, and Barry Gordy, well, he felt that Barry Gordy treated him more like a son than his own father did, because Barry Gordy was teaching about the different equalizer and music and all that stuff when he was a kid, when he was with Motown. So, he felt the love from Barry Gordy. So that's something he didn't feel from his father because his father was forceful, pushing, always whooping him and all that stuff. So, and Joe was kind of jealous of that. So Joe kept on wanting to ride a coattail. Then he discovered because Mike started getting all the attention. And he just like, you know, Mike loved his family, but he knew that his father was exploiting him. He always loved his brothers because he was real tight with his mom. So he always loved his brothers and sisters, but basically he didn't have respect for his dad. It was man, it was a trip, man. It was a trip because it's funny, especially when you grew up in that time and you saw the rise like of the Jackson Five and up to the Jackson and Michael Jackson and all that. You see all that shit. Then we like you watch the movie or whatever, you be like, damn, okay, okay, damn, okay, that's what was going on. Okay. Because I'm tell you one part, the trip that what grabbed my attention was that when Michael was getting back with his brothers, and I know some of y'all was doing that when he was doing that, I think about to do the victory tour, and he was doing that Pepsi generation commercial, and when his hair caught on fire, he almost died. But by him surviving, he spiritually he got more spiritual. He started saying, he felt that he had a purpose. He felt he found out what his purpose was. He knew he had a voice. He wanted to use his voice. So that's why he basically wanted to separate from his father. Because with his father, he didn't have a voice. It was all what Joe Jackson said or nothing. So Michael wanted his own voice. And then after that incident, he was determined. He said, hey, I want to use my voice. It's that's God's will for me to do, to use my voice. So that's when he got a team of people, boom. And that's when he broke away from his father. And after that, until the day he passed away, that was his destiny. Man, it was powerful, man. It was, I'm glad they didn't have all the negativity and all that shit in there. Because all that shit was turning out to be false anyway. But I'm glad they didn't add that in the movie. Yeah, it was, man, it was. I'm just glad I was able to see that shit growing up in real life. For a lot of shit that I saw, you know, kind of confirms a lot of shit and kind of makes you understand, okay, I remember this. Yeah. I just think, oh boy, because I think Michael was taller than Jafari, though. Jafari looked like he's short. Michael was a little bit leaner and taller than Jafari, but he played a good part though. He did his thing. He did his thing. It was pretty good. Yeah, but you can watch that movie, man. You just be amazed. You people who don't know, if you see the audience, how the audience falling out and fainting and all, man, it was like that for real. Mike had them people like that. Mike had them people like that. They used to have ambulance lying outside the stadium. Yeah, Mike was like that. Mike was like that. So anybody who haven't, you know, didn't grow up in that time, you know, it's a good movie to watch. It's a good movie to see. I recommend it. You know, it's good. Even if you grew up during that time, you know, just watching it will clarify a lot of things. You know, you'll see because you'll know the time periods. You know what I'm saying? You'll know the time periods. Now you if Mike was alive, it's nobody in the music industry who would be able to top Mike in the verses. Nobody. You can't name one artist that would beat Mike in the verses. He was a bad boy, man. He was a bad boy. He was too powerful for his own good. That man had too much power. And some people knew it. But that's another story. No. See, JJ Mike was nothing like what they portrayed. See, them the tactics that some powerful people use. I ain't gonna say all powerful, because I know what type of line of work you in. and everybody's not the same. But you have some powerful people. If you getting too much juice, especially as a black man, those one of the things that they was used to tarnish your name. Yeah, he was fighting the industry. Exactly. 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 I agree with you. That's what I was getting to. That's exactly what I was getting to. See, JJ, we on the same line. We on the same line. I was getting to that. He was too powerful. He was too powerful. And JJ, I say the same thing about Prince too. Because now the people don't know Prince was fighting the same thing. Because remember, he went from Prince to the symbol. That's what he was fighting. So some to make you think. Yep, yep, yep. So think about it, JJ, because he changed his name to the symbol. That's when he was fighting the record companies. That's when he was fighting the record companies. See, it's good to grow up in them times. It's good to grow up in them times. Yeah. They both was going through the same situation. That's why I say I wouldn't doubt, both of them. It's all about money. People will do anything for money. What the saying say? The love of money is the root of all evil. For the love of money is the root of all evil. People do anything for money. That's evil. So back again, what is all about? Good and evil. Either you're good or you're evil. If you're good, you're gonna have evil trying to break you down. Like our sermon Sunday was, they keep calling my name. Because when you do good, you're gonna always have the devil attacking you. Because you're doing good. You're gonna have haters. You're gonna have all that attacking you all the time because you're doing good. So you ain't gonna have the same problem when you're doing bad because they're gonna feel they don't need to attack you because you're already doing bad. So they ain't gonna call your name that much. But when you're doing good, they're gonna keep calling your name. Your name gonna be in their mouth all the time. That's because you're doing good. It's just how it is. Just how it is. So I'm gonna end this, and I'm gonna end it by what I was talking about. My original topic is you have to what you say can determine on the type of person you are. Always remember your tongue is a powerful tool. What you speak come from the heart. If you talk good all the time, good things will come off your tongue because it's coming from the heart. What's up, KD? If you think bad all the time, bad things will come off your tongue because it's coming from your heart. So what comes off your tongue tells how a person really is. You know, we all have silliness and we all want to be silly sometime in our life. But it's also time to be serious. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a time for everything, JJ. See, we can't take life as a game all and every day. See, that's the thing. We all need a break from the seriousness. We just want to sit back, kick our feet up, just, let loose or whatever. We want to break away. But eventually we have to take care of business. We can't escape reality. Like we work all the time, we want to take that vacation to get away. We want a break. But eventually we got to go back to work. It's just that some people don't know how to separate the two. Yep. So just be careful. Your conversation speaks a lot of who the type of person you is, man. Simple as that. So be careful how you treat people, how you approach people. Just don't think a person has to know you to know how you are. Person just can just sit back and listen and can tell how you are just through the conversation you give or you keep. That shit tells a lot about a person. All right, people. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll probably see you guys somewhere later on. I don't know. Probably do. It's one of them days today. See, when you retire, you have some days you got something to do. Then you have some days you just chill. Or you can chill if you don't, if you want to. This is one of them days I can chill if I want to. Yeah, I remember you. You just getting here? You just getting here, or you was in the bushes? Yeah, I remember you. Oh, you just getting here? Yeah, man. Damn, you missed a lot. No, what I was speaking on, I was speaking. People have to remember how powerful the strength of that tongue is. Because what you speak on who you are. Because you got a good heart. Your conversation would be of good. You got an evil heart. your conversation would be of evil. You know, so you can judge a person a lot by their conversation because the more they talk, their true self comes out because you be speaking from the heart. No, and so you got there's a whole lot of ways people telling themselves how they really are, man. And one thing people underestimate is you can judge a person by the conversation they have or have. But as you talk, you're speaking from the heart. So you're speaking from the heart and evil coming out your mouth. That's you. Because you're not speaking of no type of positivity. You can have a disagreement with people, but you can iron it out or agree to disagree without disrespecting a person. Because everybody's not going to agree on everything. So you have to learn to agree to disagree and keep it moving. See, I'm the type of person I don't give a fuck what nobody say about me. Especially on the internet. If anybody can sit down with me and have a conversation with me, you'll know the type of person I am. Me don't change. Me being me don't change day to day. If I feel I'm in a place where it's not me, I'm not gonna hang at that place all the time, and I know this place is not really me. I don't disrespect that place, but I go to my own house. You know, that was my purpose of getting my own page. I like being over there where they roasting. Yeah, it's a break. It's cool. I always say, I just don't like when they get personal. Another reason I got my own page, cause I don't want people to think that I'm like whoever I'm over there supporting. That we the same type of people. No, we two different people. That don't mean I don't like this person. I don't have no hate for nobody. I pick up game from everybody. It don't matter who you are. See, I never thought that I was too old to learn something new. I learn something new every day. I learn something new every day. Every time I wake up, I learn something. So I never think I'm smarter or know more than anybody. And don't let some of these people who be telling y'all thinking that, I be talking Christian to y'all. No, I don't. Just because Christianity is in it, but it's not total Christian, man. It's real life. How you can move in real life. What's up, Mike? That's what I'm preaching. It just ain't about Christianity, man. It's about right and wrong. Y'all might say it ain't about right and wrong, but it's about right and wrong. You do the right thing or you do the wrong thing. It's gonna be consequences on both. Yeah. But see, it's nothing wrong with having two different perspectives of things. See, that's what made conversation so cool, man. You both can have respectful conversation, view out, put out each other points. Then, you can go from there. Then if you don't come to a total resolution or you still both disagree, whatever, that's cool. Because it's all right to agree to disagree. Then you just move on. The disrespecting shit is crazy. I know. That's all it's about, JJ. That's all it's about. It ain't all about just, a Christian person. And following, if you want to put Christian in it, just following God's word, that's all it is. You just doing what's right. That's all God wants you to do. You ain't gonna be perfect. And most of the other stuff is real life shit to sink in to make you a better person to get through this world. If you want to live a difficult life in this world, then keep doing dumb shit. Keep doing dumb shit. But I'm tell you, even when you do the right shit, you run into some difficulties. But you continue doing the right shit, even though that wall came and hit you, you'll get over that wall eventually because you steady doing the right shit. But keep doing dumb shit. You ain't gonna never get over that wall because you keep on doing dumb shit. That's easy, man. That's real life shit. It don't have nothing to do with Christianity. That's real life shit. You can throw Christianity in there if you want to. Fine. That's common sense, man. Sometimes we gotta wake up and think, man. We gotta stop going on other people's talking points. Y'all in the age of YouTube and y'all can Google shit and all that shit. So information is you can easily access different information, man. Y'all in this generation should not be this blind. Really. Y'all don't have no excuse for y'all to be blind of information, man. Man, don't y'all know if you didn't have encyclopedias at home, you had to go to the library. We didn't have computers. We had to look through the encyclopedia, different books, go to the library, go in different sections of the library to get different books. Man, y'all lazy ass better wake up. Y'all got information, too much information at the tip of your fingers for y'all to be this sleep. So stop going on what other people say, man. I'm talking about real life shit. I ain't talking about this roasted stuff. I'm talking about real life shit. Yeah, yeah. See, the book just guides you, man. It guides you. Cause no matter, you know, like you was here yesterday, you can have strong faith, but you still gonna have things that you can still gonna have stumbling blocks. You ain't gonna live no perfect life. But that's a test. That's a test. Cause I don't know nobody who had a perfect life. You're gonna have some stumbling blocks somewhere. So, the book is just a guide. It prepares you. But once you read it, you have to apply it. That's all it is, man. That's all it is, man. Yes, yes, ma'am. That's it, JJ. That's all it is. It's just structure everything out for you. Then it's up to you to apply it. Because I haven't read nowhere in the Bible, any books of the Bible that I read, where there wasn't no trials of any of the prophets in the Bible. They went through some type of trial, or it wasn't, put it this way, it wasn't a perfect life, you know. But God chose them because of they in the spirit of their heart. That's why God chose them. Now I might be wrong, JJ. You help me out now. The only one I know that was probably was like that, but he lived amongst sinners was Enoch. And Job too, Job. Because God, like I said yesterday, God tested his faith because he took everything away from his kids, his wife, cattle, but he kept his faith. And after a while, he got all that shit back and more because he kept faith. That was Job. Well, that's life, man. It's simple. Simple, simple, simple. But people think it's all about, you tell them right thing. Oh, first thing they say, oh, there's that Christianity talk. Is that church talk. You think what it is. Because people laugh at me and I say I have family day on Sunday because I go to church. That's what you're supposed to do on the Sabbath day. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I read like the book of Jubilees, the book of Enoch. I read out because those are chapters and books that they took out the King James Bible. They took out the Bible. See, Ethiopian Bible. If you read that, you would know. It ain't that they uh, distorted the King James Bible. It's just that they took out pivotal information that would tell the true people of Israel who they really are. See, they use that to keep us under control. See, they made them like they mostly represent God. We was just supposed to have been happy to be here. But all in all, we're the original people. So people, that's why I said, JJ, today we have so much information that's available to us that back in the day, black people didn't have information to, didn't have no way to. So it don't make any sense for us to still be blind to the truth. What's up, G Chill? Yeah, Sunday is Sabbath day. The seventh day. The seventh day is Sabbath. You can go by on what day you count as the first day, but the seventh day is Sabbath. See, some people start 7 day Sunday. So it really don't say what day the number of days of the week start. It really don't say, but it just says the seventh day. The seventh day could be Saturday. The seventh day could be Saturday. But anyway it go, the seventh day of the week is when you celebrate God. So this is how it depends on how you, because see, most people work Monday through Friday. So most people probably count the beginning of the week as Monday. I used to go with that argument too, G Chill. I used to go with that argument too, because I said Sabbath should be, is Saturday instead of Sunday. I used to go with that argument too. But as I read, well, I understand that. But I'm just saying, I'm talking about, see, everybody, see, how can I explain this? We understand that detail. But as we on this earth, beginning of the day of the week starts Monday. So, so the seventh day of the week is Sunday. Yeah, I agree with that too, JJ. I agree with that too. But, we can't, see, we've been programmed so long. And you see, you still have a lot of preachers who teach it the old way and go by the old standards. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say in today's time, is more information available, truth information available than it was back in the day. See, a lot of these preachers now wasn't privileged to this information that I know, or the younger generation or people today know. Because most of them still teach out of the King James Version. I agree with that, JJ. See, my father never believed in going to church when I was young. He never believed in going to church because he felt that way. Because my father grew up in that time, he saw different things from these different preachers. So he always had a biased opinion of going to church. So I never was a church going person. But see, I met the church I go to now. He's different. He's not the typical money hungry type preacher. He preaches the word. He don't have a big congregation. It's a nice little size. It's not real big. You know, but everybody is personal. It's like a family. We go there, learn the word. And by me going there, it helped me spiritually. Cause like I said, I grew up with my father teaching me how, he always taught me the word, but his bias towards the preachers. So I was always weary and I was always mindful and always looking out, you know. But this pastor, he teach the word. And I can, if I got any, if I got a question or something about something I read, I can go ask him. Because when I first started getting educated and shit started coming to me, I was going at my pastor. I was asking them questions, but I was asking them new information I learned, not with just the King James Bible version, but different other information, that I've learned. In other words, what he was telling me, he was just telling me just to Don't get, it was something, but he was just telling me, in other words, what I got from it was he didn't know about the information I was telling him. He never came across that type of information. He never studied that type of information. So I stopped taking it. I started, just reading what I was, going by what he was saying, just, reading what I was reading. And I was kind of like comparing, you know. Then I came to the realization that everything's about the same. But I see a lot of the books that was taken out the Bible was key information that should have been in the Bible, but wasn't, and why it wasn't in the Bible, in the King James Version. See, all that came to, all that shit came to me. Because what they took out was key information that would make a group of people feel different about themselves. That won't fit the narrative that the oppressor was giving them. In today's day, we can study all that and we can find that shit out for ourselves. You can find that out for yourself without even believing what I'm telling you now. You can look for yourself. It's available. You can get the book or you can look at the audio portion. You can go on YouTube. Y'all gotta be on YouTube. You go on YouTube, get the audio. You don't even have to read it, just listen to it. Book of Jubilee, Ethiopian Bible, which is the first Bible. Do all that. You can do that yourself. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to just listen to me at all. You can do it yourself. So you just, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true, JJ. They scared to get their ass whooped and they scared to learn. See, actually, that go hand in hand. See, you learn from ass kicking sometime. So, hey, it is what it is. Only thing you can do is just hope that, somebody get it. Start taking real life more seriously. I agree with that. I agree. That's why, JJ, I was a loner. I did shit by myself. Now, I had friends, I probably shot ball where we kicked it for a minute or whatever. But eventually, I wanted that my me time. You know, I did shit by myself. Shit. Sometimes I went to the movies by myself. See, I had the best time when I went to the movies by myself because, was able to pull more girls. I ain't had no competition. But yeah, shit. I never really did follow nobody. If you wasn't no soft legs, I wasn't following you. That's the only thing I was following. A woman. That's it. I ain't wasting my time following no man. Yep. Damn, y'all. I think we're gonna get rain today. Mm-mm. I guess it's straight up April showers. Yeah. Well, Kwame mixes his up. He do the roasting and he do serious topics. See, that's why I don't want to like do roast. I don't want to mix it. I want to stay consistent with one thing. Then people won't get confused. See, eventually people are gonna understand that I don't do roasting on this channel. I don't want to get people confused. You know, so it's just Kwame said he's not a celebrity, but in the eyes of a lot of these people, he's a celebrity. That's just the facts. In a lot of these people's eyes, he's a celebrity. You know, it's just like Charles Barkley said, "I'm not a role model." Back in the day, yeah, you might feel that way, but a lot of people think different. I know, G Chill. I don't know why Kwame say that. To some people, you're a celebrity, man. To some people, probably where you at, people probably treat you different or whatever. You don't get that, people crowding the stores or whatever. But you're still a celebrity. You're still a celebrity. People know who you are. No, but people don't treat them like that, Joe JJ. That's how we see him. That's how probably some people see him. But to some people, he's a celebrity. Yeah, exactly, G Chill. Exactly, G Chill. That's the thing. But you got people like that, JJ. You got people like that. You know, I agree with you. But you got people like that. People who played in the NBA and all that stuff never fascinated me. Like how people say when they met Michael Jordan, he glowed and all that shit. Man, I never felt that way or saw a man in person and felt that. Michael Jordan used to come up to the park, where I grew up at, where ex NBA players hoop. When I saw him, I ain't see no damn glow. I just saw a tall, bald head motherfucker going to the gym. I ain't see no damn glow. It looked like he was floating in the air. Man, you'll never hear me say no shit like that. He a man just like me. He just made it farther than me. But shit, that's it. Oh, you know that. Right? Shit, I would too. Shit. Shit, I use my senior citizens on thing. Shit. Hell yeah, you get a discount, man. You gonna work that. Shit, I ain't mad at him on that. Shit. Shit. Man, I ain't mad at that. Shit. Nigga, I'll whip out my AARP card. Bam. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I ain't mad at him on that. Yeah. Yeah, but he still do have to realize he's a celebrity, no matter, you know, he can say he a normal person. But in a lot of people's eyes, he's a celebrity. It's no way around it. It's no way around it. That's why I say I'm a nobody because I'm not a celebrity. I never was famous. That's why I say I'm a nobody. I don't think I'm a nobody. I'm somebody. But as far as a celebrity or famous, I'm a nobody. And I like when people refer me to that. Yeah, you're right. I'm a nobody. You're right. I'm not famous. But yeah, it's the trip. It's the trip. I never been a fan of a person like that, man. Especially a sports figure. And I like Michael Jordan. I like what he brought to the Bulls. But like I say, shit, I ain't worship that motherfucker. Mm-mm. Just at that time, he played on my favorite team, and I liked him at North Carolina. So who's in the Guinness Book of Records? Oh, KB. What are you in the Book of Records for? For being the youngest player? No, he can't be the youngest player drafted. Wasn't Kobe the youngest? I gotta look that up, man. Was it because he's the youngest player drafted? I'm trying to think because he was drafted number one. Well, I know Kobe wasn't drafted number one. LeBron was drafted number one out of high school. Was LeBron older than Kwame when he came in the league? No, but Kwame ain't the only one drafted out of high school. You got a lot of other players. You had Kobe before him. Then you had Kevin Garnett. You know, there's a lot of players before Kwame that got drafted out of high school. I'm just trying to think: is it drafted as a number one pick? Is that what it is? Yeah, that's the only thing I could think it would be. Because cause people like Moses Malone, he came in the pros out of high school, but he was in the ABA. So by the time he came to the NBA, he was basically a veteran. Same thing with Daryl Dawkins. Because because after because for most high school seniors chosen in first round. Right. Yeah, I know he was number one pick. Yeah, because the high schoolers I could think of who got drafted out of high school after the guys, who came out of high school, the ABA, then went to the NBA, was let me see, Kobe, Kevin Garnett, uh, shit. That's all I know. KB. It ain't too many players that came out of high school and was successful. Or not just successful, but had a long career. Not out of high school. Because for Kwame to go in the NBA out of high school and do 12 and 13 years, that's good. That's good. But players that came out of high school into the NBA, it's not too many in modern times. I mean, it ain't too many that had a successful career or longevity career. I can't think of it offhand. I don't know too many. So that's why I never went off the narrative of Kwame was a bust. I never went off that narrative because, see, I watched basketball and I knew how hard it is to get in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So, and for him to come out of high school and still do 12 and 13 years, that's not a bust. That's a hell of a career. Shit, Kwame get a pension, not counting his pocket. I was schooled on that because all you really have to do is 10 years in the NBA, you get a pension. Uh, so you grew up on Orlando Magic, huh? Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so all that shit, man. It's just bullshit talking points people be on sometimes. But if you know basketball or any sport, it don't have to be basketball. What? People used to hate Dennis Rodman, even when he was with Detroit. But I used to like Dennis Rodman. You know, then not saying I was on his talent level, but my coach. See, back then, we played roles. You had a certain role on the team, and I wasn't number like 6'3", 6'2", but I was playing the biggest man on the opposite team. I was guarding the biggest man on the opposite team. Because I played football too, so I was kind of physical and strong. I could handle big men. So I used to, that was my job. My job was to do the dirty work. You know, so yeah, I used to like Dennis Rodman. Yeah, yeah, Dennis Rodman, cool brother. During that time, man, he's just, like everybody, man. We go through trauma in our life, man. Sometimes, fame don't erase it. Fame don't erase that pain you have inside. With that fame, all you can do is cover it up a little bit, put a little makeup on it. But in actuality, you still hurting inside. You know, that's how it is. Just because you get famous, that don't mean that pain gonna go away. Sometimes that pain come to you harder. Yeah. So yeah, I'll get off this thing for real. You know, I ain't finna do nothing, but probably make me a little breakfast. Get a little breakfast in my stomach. I'll probably make me some pancakes today. Put a little breakfast in my stomach, see what's going on in these YouTube streets. Chill. So like I say, like gonna be one of them type of days. Man, he was on Grandma Calling, right? So you know how Nacho is. So Nacho had mentioned my name, then he said something, so I jumped on the panel. Then he started saying, with your B ass, and he started calling me the B word. I said, damn. So, I'm trying to go back at him, but he kept over talking me. All right, cuz. So, he continued talking. Then he started calling me a B word and shit. So I said, okay. But he wouldn't let me talk. So I just stepped out of the box, man. I ain't say nothing about her. I just said the word, 2 words, yo mama. Then he shut up. That's all. That's all. I ain't say your mama, you know, F's and D's for a living. I ain't say nothing drastic like that. I just said your mama. I ain't, you know, disintegrate his mama. Sometimes you gotta just say things to quiet shit down, calm shit down. But no disrespect to his mom or whatever. But he was just disrespecting. That's all. None malice. Yeah, it was crazy, detail. But he had no reason to come at me like that. But see, that's that go along, get along shit. See, he probably heard TJ roasting me, and he probably figured that, you know, because I don't know how TJ feel about me. I don't know. Well, hopefully his brother told me that, Nate ain't about shit. Nate ain't about that shit. You know, but, he jumped in, like me and TJ really got beef or something. I ain't got no problem with TJ. We roasted each other. He roasted me. That's it. I ain't got nothing against TJ. I ain't got nothing against nobody on here. But he took it to that level, man, and I just stepped out of the box, man. I came back up and I apologized to Rodney and them, but I just stepped out that box, man. I'm human. Because you don't disrespect a man you don't even know. Boy, you don't even know me. And you talking about coming where I'm at. I'll let you know where I'm at. You know? It ain't that serious. Then you gonna say you got family up here? Okay. Tell them I live here. Tell them I live in this area. And then tell me what they say. That's all I said. I even typed it in the chat. Yeah, they did. They did. They did. See, Kevlo did the same thing. Kevlo went on my Facebook page. He found out I was doing a little basketball thing and where it was at. Talking about, can I come? Yeah, come on. I ain't saying I don't do nothing violent to you. Come on. You can come enjoy the show. I even have escorts for you. Just let me know when you get in town. So he'll let you know where to come so you don't get lost. And that's not threatening nobody. All I know is don't come that way. If you feel you got to come that way, don't come. But I'll let you know where I'm at. I fear no man. I fear no one. I mean that. Wolf talk doesn't affect me. Wolf talk is just wolf talk. All it is talk. That's why I don't take shit serious on the internet. Because it ain't nothing but talking. Yeah. So I'm definitely finna get off now, y'all. I've been on here long enough. Thanks to everybody who came. I'm about to get off here. Made me some breakfast. Eat me a little breakfast. And everybody have a good day, man. God bless. Uh huh.